Good day to you, everyone. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about how to create your story from scratch, how to start your short AI film from scratch. Now, a lot of you have this crazy idea that AI is the one doing a lot of work, doing the work for you. But there's something you need to understand about creating your characters from scratch. Sometimes it can be very hard for you to get the perfect character for what you want to create. You understand? It might be very hard to get the perfect character for what you want to create. So this is my best advice for you. You head over to Pinterest. You get that on your Chrome or your browser. Head over to Pinterest. Inside Pinterest, you can have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of ideas on Pinterest. Now, you might ask, what are we doing on Pinterest? Now, Pinterest is a place that gives you different varieties of different characters. This is a place you should come to for inspiration when you want to create your short film. This place has a lot of things. It has background you can use. It has amazing background you can use. It has characters that you can pick from. It has outfits that you can style your characters. The possibilities on Pinterest is very timeless. It's endless. It's endless. So there's a lot of things you can pick from your Pinterest. You understand? So we are going to be coming here. So what you're going to be doing when you want to start your AI film or your short film is you need to start up with a character that you want to use. What kind of character would you want to use to generate your film? Now you can decide to want to use your picture instead of coming here, but I will go on and pick somebody that I think I would want to use for my character. So when you go here, you search, you can come to the search bar and then you can search for whatever you want to search. In my own case, I want a girl, but I already have the picture here. I want to pick this picture. I like this picture so much. So you can come to the search bar and search either for a guy, a girl, anything you want to search for. So I'm just going to tell you, just going to show you a brief up of how to do it. So now I'm going to pick this girl because the girl looks super attractive. Mind you, when you want to pick your character for your film or anything you want to create, make sure the person has a full length picture. A full length picture means from the face to the knee. A full length picture can be from the face to the knee because you don't always get a full length picture as this one here with this lady, in the blue. You understand? You don't always get a full picture like this. I like this picture. You might want to use someone attractive so that your story looks very pleasing to your viewers. You understand? I like this picture here, so I want to use this picture. So I'm going to go on now and try to save this picture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to screenshot this for reference purpose. I'm going to screenshot it for reference purpose. Any picture you see on Pinterest that you like, you can easily use it for your reference. You understand? So I'm going to screenshot this because I like the picture and I want to use her as my character. So I'm going to save this. Now I have my character saved. You understand? I have my character saved. Now, what I want to do next is the background. What background would I want my character to be in? See, let me tell you something. Once you get to this part, I won't advise you to allow AI generate your background for you. I won't suggest you tell AI to generate your background. You have to come to Pinterest to look for your background. Now, the background I would like to use for her, I want her to be in a living room in my first scene. So I'm just going to go on and pick a living room. Sorry for the noise. I'm going to go on and search for a living room that I think is nice, that is nice looking. So over here, once you search living room, you see a beautiful option here. You see beautiful options of different rooms that you want to pick. Now, in your own case, you might want to you might want your scene to be in either a kitchen or anything that you desire. Any place you want your character to be in your scene, you can easily pick that. Now I'm going to search for a very nice room, something that is kind of related to how a Nigerian house would look like. I don't want to waste time, so I'm just going to do it very fast. Let me just pick this one. This one looks super nice. I think it looks super nice. So I'm going to just pick this one, and then I'm going to try to save it. You understand? You're going to save it. In your own phone, you just decide to download or screenshot. You understand? But I'm going to be screenshotting the image for a better, a faster process. I mean, so I'm just going to have that screenshotted. So whatever you do on Pinterest, Pinterest is a go-to place for any idea that you want to generate. Remember this. Don't forget, Pinterest should be your best friend when you're creating your story. So I have my living room, I have my character. You understand? I have both things I want to use. Now let's just say you want to add another person to your story. Let's say a guy. You know, you can definitely add more backgrounds. You can definitely add more backgrounds. Let me look for a kitchen background real fast. Kitchen background. You get. We have beautiful kitchens here, just so I can use I can show you an example. That's why I'm doing this, by the way. So let me just pick this kitchen. I like the way this kitchen is. So I'm just going to go on now and screenshot this. In your case, you might want to download it, you get, so that you can have a perfect quality of that picture. You understand? So that you can have a perfect quality of the picture. I'm just going to screenshot it and save this. So now that I have my character and I have the background I want my character to be in, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to head over to Grok AI. So in my Grok AI, it looks kind of different on the laptop. As you can see, your interface will look like this if you come here. Your interface will look like this if you come here. But then you're going to switch your interface to Imagine. There's a place where above your phone you're going to see there, Imagine. But I'm using my laptop, so it's very simple. Now I'm going to press Get Started. So once you come to Imagine, you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see a lot of things going on here. You're going to see a lot of things going on here. Pictures are supposed to be showing here, by the way. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to come down here on Grok AI, and I'm going to pick Select. Understand? I'm going to pick Select. Okay, now see what I was saying. You're going to see a lot of images when you come to your Grok. You see a lot of images once you press that Imagine on the top of your phone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the character that we just picked. The character that we just picked from Pinterest. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing that now. I'll just go to the ones I just screenshotted, and then I'll just pick it, and then I'll add them to the background. Understand? So now I have the girl, and now I have the background. So let's start with one. So now I have the girl that's our character, and then I have the background for the character. So what I'll do here now is I'm going to put them in one picture with this prompt I'm typing now. I'll say generate a shot with the girl making a call in the kitchen. Sorry. So in the kitchen. So generate a shot with a girl making a call in the kitchen, looking worried. Now we're going to put her mood. Don't skip the mood. You get. Mood is kind of like her expression. What is she thinking about? What's her expression? What's her mood? Is she happy? Is she excited? We're going to put it down there, looking worried. So I'm just going to do that ASAP. And then I'm going to come over here, down here. This is your aspect ratio. Then I'm going to put landscape or widescreen. Your own phone, in the phone, on the phone, it used to show landscape. So you pick landscape and then you move to image. So once you move to image, you just click on this arrow button here and you allow it to generate. So you need to have enough network to do this, by the way. You need to have enough network to do this. So now you see we have that girl in the background that we want her to be. You can see she looks very nice. Let me move to Chrome so that you can see what we were doing before. So you can see the kitchen here on Pinterest. It's the same kitchen that is now here, and that's the girl that we picked. You understand? But they didn't put it in a landscape ratio. So let me put this in a landscape ratio so it looks more cinematic. So I'm going to come down here and edit landscape ratio. Landscape. So I'm going to come down here and edit and put it in landscape ratio. So we're going to give that time too as well for it to generate. You understand? We're going to give that time for it to generate, and it shouldn't take long. And now we have a perfect landscape ratio that looks like a movie. Now what you want to do is once you have this, you might decide to save it. You get, not even decide, you must save it. There's an option down there for you to save. There's a download, you understand? There's a download, there's a regenerate, and there's everything that you need in case if your AI makes mistake. You can just click regenerate and it will do it again. So I'm going to just download the image. That's saving the image to my gallery. You understand? So now that I have that saved, what you want to do, sorry for the tongue twister, sorry. What you want to do once you have your character and you have your background, you want to sell that effect that it's a real something. You want to make it look real. So what you're going to do next is, it's preferable that you have different angles of this same shot. Now let me show you how. So you're going to come under here. It's under your phone. There's under your phone this same cursor place. You're going to highlight it and say generate another angle. So I'm going to generate another angle now. So we're going to wait and see the kind of angle that it generates. So this is just so when the camera starts rolling, you can have different shots to pick from. Now you see what's going on here. We have a first shot, she's facing the front, she's facing front. We have another one now, she's facing the side. You see what I did there? Now it's already starting to look like a movie vibe. It's already starting to look like a movie vibe if you look at it closely. Now what I'm going to do again is I'm going to generate another angle. Just try to follow these angles I'm giving you as much as you can so that you can always have varieties from different places as your story progresses. You understand? So I'm going to generate another angle now. I'm going to do a high level angle. Generate a high level shots. Okay, then I'm just going to hit generate. So now we're going to wait to see how that turns out. It's going to be very nice and cinematic when it comes out, by the way. Now you see we have another shot. We have another beautiful shot. Now you see we have this shot. We have the side shot with her face showing from half. We have the full shot with her facing the front. And then we have this one that slightly looks like it's on the top. Slightly looks like the camera took it from the top. Now, if you want to go on again and just add another, I'm giving you this as a little scope. You understand? So if you want to go on again and add another detail, you just go in and say close up shots off. Sorry, my off, clicking off her face. Okay, missed the F there of her face. Then I'm just going to hit generate. So I'm going to hit generate, close up shot of her face, hit generate, and now you have your perfect board for your story. You have your perfect board for your story. Now we are going to use this. This is a perfect way to go about your story. This is how to create your character and put them in different angles. It's already giving that cinematic vibe. This is just pictures. You're just generating your pictures first off for your film. So this is how to create characters. This is how to create characters. You might decide to change the background, go back to Pinterest and change the background using the same way I did this one the first time. So I'm going to progress. I'm going to be progressing. Now I'm going to just save this image. I told you I was going to be saving it. I'm going to download this, and then now that I have my character, let's build a story now around this character. So what are we going to do if we're building a story around this character? What I'll do now is I am going to head on to Grok. Okay, we are already in Grok. Sorry, my bad. So I'm going to be heading to ChatGPT. I'm going to be heading to ChatGPT, by the way. So we're just going to let that load a bit. Yeah, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is going to be where we generate our story from the scratch. Now, if you don't have a script to use, if you don't have any scripts, if you don't have any idea of what you want your film to be, just come to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will be your assistant. You understand? So what you're going to do now is, now that we are in ChatGPT, I'm just going to click this, add more. Just give it time, sorry. Then it should take you to your gallery. Then you're going to find that image that you have just saved and add it there. And then once it's loaded, you can just put generate a story. Now you might decide to want to put a story about love. You understand? People like that stuff a lot. So you might want to put a story, generate a story about a young girl in a relationship. Yeah, so you see what I just did there. Then now that I've just given it, generate a story about a young girl in a relationship, I'm going to put the time frame, what I want, how long I want the story to be. Let's put 1 minute. Let's put 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. So we're going to put 1 minute, and then we're going to put what we call it, 1 minute storyline. Yeah, so now we have 1 minute storyline. So it's going to be a 1 minute storyline. Generate a story about a young girl in a relationship. 1 minute storyline with, see what I'm doing? Follow the exact same way. That's if you don't have your prompt with a script line for each character. So this is going to be what we're going to do, and then I just go on and click this, and then Now AI does the whole storyline for you. Your ChatGPT does the whole storyline for you. Now you can see what is going on here. You can apply this one. That's if you don't have your script. If you don't have a script already written, ChatGPT can make your script for you. I said generate a story that will fit this character for a short movie script. 30 minutes long with word conversation to cover 10 seconds each. So this is what you're going to put. This is what you're going to put when you want to bring your picture to ChatGPT. Use this one instead. This one is better. Use this instead. So we're going to use, so once you reference your image, you can use this prompt here that I've given you. So now we have this, the last call, main character is Maya, and then she's 24. You see, we already have something going on. She's 24, yada yada yada. Then you can see. So this is it for this. So for our next step, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this generated scene that our AI has created, and I'm going to copy the voice parts of what she's saying. You understand? So that's going to be what she's going to be saying in our story. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to pick the words. I'm just going to pick the words that she was saying. There's hello here, but that's too short. But let me just pick something longer. So I might just decide to pick. Let me go somewhere else. Okay, so let's pick her line. So it's like, hey babe, okay. Maya is hi, hey, pick up. Okay, so we're going to pick her line. So head on now, we pick her line, press copy, just highlight it and copy. So once you copy that, you can now go back to your Grok AI. So once you're in your Grok AI, you can just paste it under your picture, the picture that you want to start with. And then just paste that under there. Then you use this, my magic word. Type in this prompt, Nigerian. Then put dots and put Nigerian accent. You understand? Don't forget this one. This is what is going to make it sound and look Nigerian. You get, it's going to sell out that effect that everything looks Nigerian. So Nigerian accent, sorry, that was a double G there. So Nigerian accent. This is what we're going to be using as our prompt. So I say you can also decide to want to add to that, to that line if the line is too short. And if the line is too long, you can reduce it too as well. You understand? So you say, hey Nathan, okay, Nathan, please pick up. You can now add, I have a problem. We need to talk about. Okay, let's just put the work. We need to talk about the work yesterday. Okay, and then I'm going to put her mood. That's looking worried. So I'm now going to just move in. You see this part here, this is the part you're going to move. When you move this, you're already in the video section. Now, this is the resolution. You always pick the higher resolution so that your video will come out very clear. This is 6 seconds, this is 10. So you just pick 10 and then you wait for your video to generate. Shouldn't take long. So the video limit is 10 seconds. The video limit is 10 seconds. each line you copy from your ChatGPT, you bring it here and then you do it. Each line you copy, you bring it here and you do it the same way. That's how you get it done. Now, for those different images I told you about, you can also go back to your ChatGPT and then copy the next line that Maya will be saying. You understand? Copy the next line that Maya will be saying. And then once you have that copied, you go back to your Grok. Then you can pick that other image now that we created. You understand? That we created. Select any one and then use it as your next line or as your next picture. Then come down here. When you're down here, you can paste in the prompts that you got from ChatGPT, and also still put that same "she is Nigerian," you understand, in the beginning of your prompt once you paste what you get from ChatGPT. So I'm going to put it down. I'm also going to put Nigerian accent. And then I put full stop. You get. And then now I just hit generate. So now we wait for that one to generate. The first one we generated is already here. The first one we generated is already here. So I'm going to do that.
Ethan, please pick up. I have a problem. We need to talk about the work yesterday. Please, Ethan.
Okay, now you see we have our first line. You can do that with the second. I think this one we made a mistake here, so I'm going to move that to video. Sorry, I'm going to move that to video. Select all. Copy. Then I'm moving that to video. I made a mistake, so I'm moving that to video now. And pick 10 seconds, 720 resolution, and then I'll paste what I got from ChatGPT, and then I'll generate. Let me delete this one. So we're going to wait for that other one now to generate. But you see that we already have our first video ready using what we got from ChatGPT. Understand? Using what we got from ChatGPT, the line we got from ChatGPT, we brought it down to Grok and we made our first line. So our second line, we're going to pick the next angle that we made. You understand? I told you different angles so that you can have varieties to pick from. You get. You can see how Grok makes the video look very seamlessly beautiful. So you know that when we are making this, it's a banger always. So we have our second video. Ready. Why is it? We have our second video ready, but I think there's a mistake with the prompt. It already has captions on it, but either ways. Now you see this thing that just happened here with the camera moving. You don't want that. You don't want that to be switching scene. So what you're going to do is, you can see don't move camera. You can see don't move camera. And then we can do that again. So I'm just going to copy everything. AI always makes mistakes, by the way. Your AI makes mistakes. So you have to be ready. When your AI makes mistake, be ready to always edit it. You understand? So I'm going to edit it now. Paste that same prompt under here. And then I'm going to run it over again, making sure my resolution and everything is in the same order. 10 seconds. So now I just generate. So now we wait for that to generate, but you get the idea about how to create your characters from the scratch. You understand how to create your character from the scratch. It doesn't have to be complicated. You go to ChatGPT for your scripts, like I mentioned. You go to ChatGPT for your scripts, and then you come back to Grok to merge what you've just created. So you're going to wait for that to load. You apply the same routine and the same knowledge to everything. You get, we have our second, the proper one now. We have the proper one now ready. So just give it time for it to load and catch on.
You've been saying later for weeks. We don't talk anymore. We don't laugh anymore.
So now we have that ready. So we have that ready. So now that we have that ready, you're going to do the same process with every single line that you've gotten from ChatGPT. Every single line. You're going to do the same process with every single line. And then once you have everything generated on Chrome, on Gemini, I said Gemini, sorry, on Grok. Once you have everything generated on Grok, you can now download it. You download everything that you're making. Always come back and download any video you make. You download it. Any video you make, you download it. Then you head over to CapCut and then you assemble everything according to how you create it, or according to how you created it. You assemble everything together, and then you have your story. And this is how to create your character. This is how to create your movie.